Have you ever felt tired? Not because of work, not because of physical exhaustion, but because you keep trying to look good in other people's eyes? All of us, naturally, want to be liked. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved by many. And that's completely human. Because when people like us, we feel safer, more appreciated, like we belong. But does life really have to be all about pleasing others? Do we really have to be someone who is liked by everyone just to be happy? In this video, we're going to talk about something simple, but often forgotten. Why we want to be liked, the dangers of taking it too far, and how to live peacefully without wearing a mask. Why do so many people want to be liked? Since we were kids, we were taught to be good children, to be obedient, polite, and able to make others happy. And there's nothing wrong with that. We grew up in a culture that teaches us that being liked is important. Liked by teachers, friends, bosses, even by people we don't know. From there, without realizing it, we start linking our self-worth to how many people like us. We want to have lots of friends. We want to be appreciated. We want to be invited to many events. We want to be someone who is accepted wherever we go. And especially now, right? We live in an era of instant validation. Likes, followers, views, compliments in the comments section. All of that can make us feel worthy. That's why many of us are willing to adapt ourselves, even to the point of sacrificing what we truly enjoy, just so we don't seem different. We're afraid of being called weird, afraid of being left out, afraid of being disliked. And all of that is very human. The desire to be liked is natural, but when it becomes a primary need, that's when problems start to arise. The danger of trying too hard to please others. We've all been there. Trying so hard to be someone who's accepted by everyone. We say yes to invitations we don't really want to accept. We agree with things we don't believe in. All just so we won't be seen as different. But over time, we start to lose something. We begin to lose ourselves. Because every time we ignore what we truly want, just to make others comfortable, we're slowly sacrificing our self-worth. Trying too hard to please people can leave us emotionally exhausted, because constantly forcing ourselves to be someone else is draining. And what's even more dangerous is, we start to become afraid. Afraid to do things that don't match others' expectations. Afraid of disappointing people. Afraid of being told we're wrong. Life becomes filled with fear instead of sincerity. Margaret Thatcher once said, "If you just set out to be liked, you will be prepared to compromise on anything at any time and would achieve nothing." Because when we're too busy pleasing others, we forget. Life is not a stage play. And you know what hurts the most? When you realize that all your efforts to be liked were never enough. There will always be someone who doesn't like you, always someone who judges you, because the truth is, not everyone will like you, and that's not your fault. Reality, not everyone will like you. It's an uncomfortable truth, but one we need to accept. Not everyone is going to like you, no matter how kind you are or how hard you try. We live in a world full of standards. Standards for appearance, how we speak, how we live our lives. And the truth is, you'll never match all of those standards at once. Some people will like you because you're honest, but others will hate you for being too blunt. Some will admire your ambition while others will see you as arrogant. That's the reality. Even the kindest people have haters. If you think you can make everyone happy, it's like trying to catch the wind or chase your own shadow. There's an old saying, you can be the sweetest mango in the world and there will still be someone who doesn't like mangoes. And that is not your problem. What matters is knowing who's genuine, who loves you for who you truly are, and who's only around when you're being pleasing. So, don't spend your life trying to prove your worth to everyone, because the ones who truly matter don't need that proof. Focus on yourself first. After all the pressure, all the expectations, it's time to pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do I truly need? We often get so caught up in other people's expectations that we forget to listen to our own inner voice. You know what? You're not selfish for choosing to prioritize yourself. We can't give happiness to others if we're feeling empty inside. We can't keep being a good listener if our own minds are filled with negative noise. Start with the small things. Get enough sleep. Eat regularly. Stop comparing your life to others on Instagram. Believe me, this doesn't mean you have to be cold or shut people out, but you do need to learn how to love yourself before you can truly love anyone else. Because when you focus on yourself, it doesn't mean you were rejecting others. It means you rebuilding a solid foundation so you can show up whole without pretending. And at that point, you'll begin to realize you don't need to be liked by everyone to be enough. Free from masks and others' validation. All this time, how much of our lives have we spent just trying to look good in other people's eyes? How much energy have we used building an image that isn't even truly us? We live in an era where validation is like an addiction. One like, one comment, one compliment. It feels like fuel just to get through the day. But you know what's more valuable than validation from others? Inner peace, knowing you're not faking anything. We've all worn masks, the happy mask, the strong mask, the smart mask, the social mask. Even when inside, we're tired, wounded, or empty. Living with a mask is exhausting. And what's even more painful? The longer we wear it, the more we forget what our real face looks like. Free yourself from the need to always look perfect. Let go of the pressure to constantly please everyone, because you deserve to be the most honest version of yourself. That doesn't mean you're selfish. That doesn't mean you're closed off to criticism. It means you understand that you can't keep living under the spotlight of other people's expectations. And when you start getting used to that calmness, to living without constantly having to explain who you are to everyone, you'll discover what true freedom feels like. From now on, let us learn to stop measuring ourselves by the number of compliments and start measuring by how peaceful our hearts feel when our heads hit the pillow at night. Conclusion. We've all wanted to be liked. We've all tried too hard. Said yes too often when we really wanted to say no. Been too afraid of being seen as different until eventually we lost ourselves. I hope that after watching this, you feel a little braver. Brave enough to say, I am enough even if not everyone likes me. Brave enough to live honestly, without a mask. Brave enough to choose real happiness, not just the appearance of it. Remember, life is too short to spend it meeting everyone else's expectations. Life is too precious to waste it being a false version of yourself. Take your time. You don't need to rush to be perfect. You just need to be real. You weren't born to please everyone. You were born to be yourself. And that in itself is already incredible. Thank you for watching until the end. Thank you for holding on. And most of all, thank you for having the courage to be yourself. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment. What's one thing you want to do for yourself this week?